Hey, welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a field of healthcare that's all about one thing: helping people do the things they want and need to do every single day. We're going to break down what occupational therapy really is, who it's for, and how it actually works to help people live their lives to the absolute fullest. So, let's just start with a question that gets right to the point. Maybe you're thinking about your child, or maybe it's you, a parent, or even a friend who's recovering from an injury. If you've ever watched someone you care about struggle with what seems like a simple daily task, then you're definitely in the right place to understand how we can help. All right, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll define what occupational therapy, or OT, actually is. Then we'll look at who it helps, walk through what the process looks like, and finally, we'll talk about the end goal: living a really full and meaningful life. Okay, let's jump right into section 1 and get to the core of it all. What exactly is occupational therapy? So here's the official definition. Now, I want you to notice two really important phrases here: client-centered and activities of everyday life. This is huge. It means OT isn't some cookie-cutter approach. It's all about you, your specific goals, and the nitty-gritty details of your daily life. And this right here, this is probably the biggest thing we need to clear up. When we say occupation, we are not just talking about your 9-to-5 job. An occupation is literally anything that occupies your time and is meaningful to you. We're talking about cooking dinner, playing catch, writing an email, or for a kid, learning to tie their shoes. These are the real occupations of life. All right, so that brings up the next logical question, right? Who exactly can benefit from this kind of therapy? And honestly, the answer is a lot of people. The range is incredibly wide. OT tackles a whole host of challenges. We're talking about fine motor skills, like buttoning a shirt, and gross motor skills, like being able to walk or jump properly. But it also gets into things you might not expect, like sensory processing, how our brain makes sense of the world, and self-regulation, which is that super important ability to manage our own emotions and behaviors. It even helps with motor planning, our brain's ability to come up with and then carry out a new physical action. And this is where you really see just how broad the scope of OT is. Therapists work with people managing developmental conditions like autism or ADHD, but they're also absolutely essential for folks recovering from a major physical event, like a stroke, a serious burn, or even a bad fracture. It's all about meeting people right where they are, no matter the diagnosis. So, what does this all actually look like in practice? Let's break down what you can expect when you or someone you love starts therapy. It's a really clear 3-stage journey. First up is the assessment. This is where the therapist really digs in to understand you, your history, your struggles, and most importantly, what you want to achieve. Then comes the intervention. That's the therapy part, a totally custom plan with specific tools and exercises. And, this is key, it all wraps up with ongoing evaluation to make sure the goals are actually being met and to tweak the plan as you make progress. It's a continuous supportive loop. Now is the perfect time to tackle a question that comes up all the time: what's the difference between OT and physical therapy, or PT? Well, think of it this way. A physical therapist might focus on helping you get strength back in your leg after surgery. That's crucial. But the occupational therapist then helps you use that stronger leg to do real-life things, like safely get in and out of the shower, make a meal in your kitchen, and get back to your job. PT often focuses on the body's movement. OT focuses on how that movement translates to everyday life. And that brings us to our final section, which is really the entire point of occupational therapy: helping people get back to living life on their own terms. When you look at all these benefits, you see the common thread, right? It's all about empowerment. It's about getting that independence back, whether that means being able to bathe yourself, finally returning to a hobby you love, or just getting through your day with more confidence. OT gives you the tools and the strategies to reclaim those parts of your life. Now, this quote mentions a child, but I think it sums up the universal goal of OT perfectly for everyone. It's not just about fixing one problem, it's about the whole picture of a person's life: work, play, learning, and connecting with other people. The ultimate goal is full participation. So we'll end with this thought: what's that one meaningful activity that would make life better for you or for someone you love? Whether it's as seemingly simple as buttoning a coat or as big as getting back to your career, OT is designed to focus on that one thing and then build from there. It starts by asking, what do you want to do? And then helps you find a way to get it done.